Imagine a quiet morning in a small city park. The sun is barely up, the air feels clean, and the paths are still empty. And then you notice something that stops you in your tracks. A grandmother who looks well into her 90s bends forward and calmly touches her toes. No grimacing, no grabbing a bench for balance, no struggle, just smooth, easy movement, like her body remembers how to be flexible. If you have ever watched someone do that and thought, "I used to move like that," you are not alone. Many people in Western countries start noticing stiffness long before their 90s. Some in their 60s already find simple things harder, like putting on socks, turning to look behind them, or getting up from a low chair without using their hands. So what makes the difference? One useful idea is this. In some cultures, people naturally build gentle mobility into everyday life. They sit lower. They get up from the floor more often. They move their joints through different angles without calling it a workout. And there is something else that matters a lot: what you do in the final minutes before bed. Tonight, I want to share a simple bedtime routine built around 5 gentle movements. It is not a workout. It is not a complicated program. It is more like nightly maintenance for your joints and your spine. Now a quick safety note before we begin. Move slowly. Never push into sharp pain. You should feel a mild stretch or a comfortable effort, not strain. If you have a recent surgery, severe balance concerns, or a condition where certain positions are not recommended for you, check with a qualified medical professional you trust. And if getting down to the floor is not safe, you can do most of this on a bed or a firm couch with small adjustments. If you want, share your age and where you are watching from in the comments. I read a lot of them, and it helps shape what we create next. Now let us begin with movement number 5 and build step by step. Movement number 5, the seated forward fold. This is a simple stretch that many people describe as a reset for the back of the body. It gently addresses the hamstrings, the lower back, and the tissues that connect and support your posture. Here is how to do it in a senior-friendly way. Sit on the floor with your legs extended in front of you. If sitting on the floor feels too firm or uncomfortable, sit on a folded blanket, a cushion, or a yoga mat folded over. Comfort matters more than looking perfect. Now make your spine tall. Think of someone gently lifting the top of your head upward. Your shoulders relax down and back. Then slowly walk your hands forward along your legs. You are not forcing anything. You are not bouncing. You are not trying to reach your toes. You are simply moving into the first position where you feel a gentle stretch. For many people, that might be the knees. That is perfectly fine. For others, it might be the shins or ankles. Wherever you land, you pause and breathe. Now here is the key that makes this stretch different. You hold it for about 2 to 3 minutes, and you breathe slowly, especially on the exhale. Each exhale is a signal to the body that it is safe to soften. You are not trying to win. You are trying to teach your nervous system that this position is calm and non-threatening. A helpful method is to count your breaths instead of watching the clock. Aim for about 30 to 50 slow breaths. If that feels like too much, start with 10 breaths and build up over time. If you feel your lower back rounding too much, or if it feels uncomfortable, bend your knees slightly. You can also place a rolled towel under your knees. That small change can make the stretch feel much safer and more pleasant. Many people notice that when they do this right before bed, their body responds differently than during the day. The stretch feels easier, the breath feels deeper, and over time, the body often becomes less guarded in that position. Give it a couple of weeks, and you may notice small progress without forcing anything. Your body begins to recognize the movement as familiar. Now we move to number 4. This one looks almost too simple, but it can feel like magic for a stiff back. Movement number 4, the lying spinal twist. This is done on your back It is gentle, it is quiet, and it often helps the spine and ribs feel freer by morning. Lie on your back with your knees bent and your feet flat. Then bring your arms out to the sides like a letter T, palms up if that feels comfortable. Now slowly let both knees fall to one side. Keep your shoulders relaxed on the floor as much as possible. You are not trying to force your knees to the ground. You are letting gravity do the work. Once you are there, you hold and breathe for about 60 to 90 seconds. Then you slowly bring the knees back to center and let them fall to the other side for the same amount of time. If your lower back feels sensitive, place a pillow between your knees or under the knees. That can keep the pelvis more comfortable and reduce strain. If the stretch feels too strong, reduce the range and keep the knees higher. While you hold the twist, try this breathing pattern. Breathe into the side of your rib cage that feels open and stretched. On the inhale, that side expands slightly. On the exhale, you soften. A lot of adults breathe shallowly over the years. The ribs and the small muscles between them can get stiff. This simple position invites the torso to move again, which can make turning and reaching feel easier in daily life. And that is what we care about. Real-life movement. Turning your head more comfortably, reaching behind you, checking a blind spot, getting out of bed without feeling like your back is made of wood. Now for number 3, this one is a favorite because it wakes up the spine in a gentle, wave-like way. Movement number 3, cat-cow flow. Come onto your hands and knees. If your wrists are sensitive, you have options. You can place a folded towel under your palms. You can make fists and rest on your knuckles. Or you can do this on your forearms. Now align your body so your hands are under your shoulders and your knees are under your hips. As you inhale, let your belly soften toward the floor. Lift your chest slightly and tip your tailbone up. This is the cow shape. As you exhale, gently round your spine, like you are trying to lift the middle of your back toward the ceiling. Let your head follow naturally. This is the cat shape. The most important part is not the shape. It is the smooth rhythm. Think of your spine like a wave, moving from the tailbone up through the middle back and into the neck. Then it reverses. You continue for about 2 minutes. That can be around 20 to 30 slow cycles, depending on your breathing. People often say that after this movement, the back feels more lubricated, like it has been gently oiled from the inside. You might hear small pops or clicks. That can happen when joints move and pressure changes. As long as there is no sharp pain, it is usually not a problem. If anything feels uncomfortable, reduce the range and slow down. Now we go to movement number 2. This one is often overlooked, but it can make a huge difference for balance and for how the knees and hips feel. Movement number 2, ankle circles and hip circles. First, ankle circles. Sit on the edge of your bed or a chair. Extend one leg out slightly. Now slowly circle your ankle in one direction 10 times. Then reverse and circle 10 times the other direction. Move slowly. Try to make the circle as smooth as possible, then switch legs. This may look too simple, but ankle mobility matters for walking, stepping, turning, and balance. When the ankle gets stiff, other joints often compensate. The knees can twist more, the hips can work harder. Over time, that can make walking feel less stable. After the ankles, we do hip circles. Lie on your back, bend one knee, and gently bring it toward your chest. Hold behind the thigh if holding the shin bothers your knee. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Now slowly make small circles with the knee, as if you are drawing a circle on the ceiling. Do 5 circles one direction, then 5 circles the other direction. Then switch legs. Start with small circles. Over time, as the hip feels more comfortable, the circle may naturally get a bit bigger. If you hear gentle clicking without pain, it can simply be the joint moving through a range it has not used in a while. If anything feels sharp or uncomfortable, reduce the range and keep it easy. Now we arrive at number 1. This is the one many people fall in love with because it feels restful and it can make your legs feel lighter. Movement. Number 1. Legs up the wall. This is very simple, but the setup matters. Sit sideways next to a wall on the floor or on a bed. Then gently rotate your body so you lie on your back and bring your legs up the wall. Your hips do not need to be pressed right against the wall. In fact, for many people, it feels better to be a little away from the wall, maybe the width of your hand or more. The goal is comfort. Your knees can be slightly bent. Your feet can relax. Your arms rest by your sides. Now you simply stay there for 3 to 5 minutes. Breathe slowly. Let your jaw soften. Let your shoulders drop. Many people find that elevating the legs before sleep helps the body feel less heavy and less swollen. Some also notice it can help with relaxation and sleep quality. If you feel tingling in the legs at first, do not panic. Often it is just circulation changing as the body settles. If the sensation is uncomfortable, come out of the pose and try again another day for a shorter time. To come out, bend your knees and roll to your side first. Pause for a few breaths. Then push yourself up slowly. Do not sit up quickly. If you have a condition where leg elevation is not recommended for you, or if it makes you feel unwell, skip this one and keep the other movements. You still get a strong routine. Putting it all together. Here is the full bedtime sequence. Seated forward, fold for about 2 to 3 minutes with calm breathing, lying spinal twist 60 to 90 seconds each side. Cat-cow flow for 2 minutes. Ankle circles 10 each direction each ankle, then hip circles 5 each direction each hip. Legs up the wall 3 to 5 minutes. Altogether, this can fit into about 12 to 15 minutes, depending on your pace and comfort. And here is the mindset that makes it work. This is not exercise to punish your body. This is care. This is maintenance. This is how you tell your joints and your spine, I want you to stay useful and comfortable. Consistency matters more than intensity. If you do this tonight, and again tomorrow, and again next week, your body often starts to respond in ways that feel almost surprising. Mornings can feel easier. Movements that used to feel stiff can feel smoother. And daily life can feel more manageable. Now I want to ask you a simple question. What is one movement that has become harder for you over the years? Is it bending to reach your feet, turning to look behind you, getting up from the floor, reaching overhead, or something else entirely? And which one of these 5 movements do you feel most interested to try tonight? Share in the comments. I read them, and your experience helps others feel less alone. Thanks for spending this time with me, and I will see you in the next video.